What's up, Peloton? Welcome back to the channel. Today I've got some important information for all you Osmo Action 4 and Pocket 3 live streamers. What I've stumbled upon recently is an interesting bug in the UVC webcam mode for these cameras that's worth knowing if you're live streaming to Twitch or YouTube. So with that said, let's clip in, go for a ride, and take you through all the details of what causes this bug and what you can do about it. All right, so the weather's been getting a lot nicer here in Chicago, and for that reason, I've been getting out and doing a lot more rides as well as Twitch streams. And me being the engineer that I am, the problem solver, the person that likes to tinker and figure out how things work, what I've been working on the last 48 hours is trying to figure out why I see these random stutters in my live streams using the Osmo Action 4. And so I'm using the Osmo Action 4 in webcam mode. Connected to Bella Box, via USB-C, 3.0 cable. And every so often I'll see these stutters where it looks like, if a car is passing me, the car will kind of like stop and start almost. It's very brief, but it's noticeable to somebody who's OCD like me. And essentially what I'm learning after doing some bench tests indoors and trying to simulate this, high motion scene, which you'll see here in some videos coming up, is there appears to be some kind of bandwidth issue in the default webcam mode in the Pocket 3, which is MJPEG. So when connecting the Osmo Action 4 to a PC and bringing it into OBS, you can actually choose from one of two modes. One of them is MJPEG, which is standard for like typical IRL webcam Bella Box setups. And the second mode is H.264. You can't pick H.264 on Bella Box because those pipelines don't exist today. It's just not as common. And what I'm seeing is H.264 does not really have the stutters that exist with MJPEG. And my hypothesis is the MJPEG output from the webcam requires a lot more bandwidth than the H.264 output. And everything I'm reading about, MJPEG versus H.264 leads me to believe that's truly what's going on. There's some kind of bug or bandwidth being exceeded in the feed coming out of the camera over USB in MJPEG mode. So I'm going to go through some videos and kind of narrate that, and I'll show you a bench test here where I'm going to basically take the Pocket 3 and Osmo Action 4, and I'm going to record like the fan moving with the lights on in this room here. And I'm going to move the camera around a little bit, and you'll see kind of the stutters being more prevalent in MJPEG mode in both cameras, whereas they're not prevalent in H.264 mode. And so from here, I'm thinking through, can I create an H.264 custom pipeline for Bella Box? Can I log an issue with DJI support to have them look further into some of the stuttering in MJPEG mode? I know people have complained about that in the past. DJI said, oh, we fixed it, or we've released some webcam optimizations, but the issue is still there. I'm on the latest firmware, and it'll be interesting to see where this goes. So I hope you find this useful. Leave a comment below if you have questions, if you want to talk some more. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel for some more videos around cycling and IRL streaming. Okay, so we are on the Osmo Action 4, MJPEG, 1080p 30, all those forced in OBS. We're on standard FOV auto exposure, no stabilization. So nothing else funky going on in the camera. You can see it was stuttering right there. So I'm gonna move it around. What causes it to glitch? I don't know. There's a stutter there. Yep. There's some stuttering going on. That was a lot of stuttering there. Look at all this stuttering. It's almost like with certain types of oscillations it does that. Okay, so now we're gonna go to 1080p H.264. So let me make that adjustment. All right, here we go. Same kind of test or setup here. I don't see a whole lot of stuttering just yet. We might get some like H.264 encoding glitching going on. That happens seemingly from time to time. A little bit of maybe stutter. Yeah, it's stuttering a little bit there. There's like an H.264 glitch. Yeah, there's an H.264 glitch. I don't know that I see as much. Oh, there's a big H.264 glitch, which, you know, I'd probably prefer that over in a live stream as opposed to a big stutter, assuming it doesn't happen that frequently. I mean, it is stuttering for sure. Oh, there's some stutters. So we had a decent amount there. All right, let's go now to 720p MJPEG. Here we are, 720p MJPEG. Lots of stutters. Look at all those stutters. I mean, that's just bad. That's a lot. It's interesting the scenarios in which it happens. Feels like when you move it in and out, that really does it. Moving in and out as opposed to left and right. Interesting. All right, let's go to 720p H.264. Okay. There was a little encoding glitch there. Encoding glitch. I'm going in and out, which seemed to cause a lot of issues on MJPEG. Like a little bit of stuttering there. There's some stuttering. A little bit more stuttering going on. Feels better. There was an encoding glitch. Okay, so now we're gonna go to the Pocket 3. All right, we are on the Pocket 3 now. 1080p MJPEG, all in-camera default settings. And let's do the test. There's some stuttering going on there. There's stuttering. Lots of stuttering there. Oof, that's a lot. Yeah, look at all that stuttering going on. I mean, you can see the fan's not moving smooth at all. A lot of stuttering there. All right, now we're gonna drop it. We're gonna move it to H.264. All right, so we are on H.264 now on the Pocket 3. Some H.264 coding glitch or whatever you want to call it there. Fan seems to be moving better. A little bit of stuttering. There's an encoding glitch. All right, that's H.264 MJPEG 720p. All right, let's do the test. Here we go. Getting some glitches. I mean, you can see the fan. It's glitching, man. Stuttering. Whole bunch of stutters. So interesting why that happens or does not happen. All right, let's go to 720p H.264. Pocket 3, 720p H.264. And the fan looks pretty smooth. There's a H.264 encoding glitch. Starting to get a little choppy. Yep, it's a little choppy. I'm now going to connect my X3000 via HDMI going into a cam link, and we'll see what that looks like. I'll try that in 60 FPS and 30 FPS, and you're going to see like there's going to be none of the same issues. All right, so now we're on the Sony X3000, and this combined video is in 30 FPS because that's what the other cameras output in webcam mode, but I actually have the X3000 set to 60 FPS here in the camera, and I also am recording in 60 FPS in OBS. If you look at the video source properties, it actually says that the cam link output's 59.4. That's why I have that in parentheses. So let's do a similar test here. It's optical image stabilization in the X3000. I mean, 60 FPS just looks super smooth. And this is, to me, this is the holy grail of action cameras for IRL streaming, at least in my scenario with streaming bike rides. 60 FPS looks the best. But you can see there's no stuttering. It's an HDMI out to the cam link 4K. Looks good. So now I'm going to change this to 30 FPS. I've got to stop the recording and then change OBS to 30 FPS. It'll probably all look the same to you guys, but like I said, I'll make all these individual videos of the various settings available on my Peloton VODs channel. All right, final test here. Camlink 4K, 1080p 30, Sony X3000. Again, no stuttering. No matter what I do here, it doesn't stutter. It's not skipping frames. This will probably look the same in the YouTube composited video. All right, so you've seen the footage from all the cameras. I think you have seen the stuttering from each of the different scenarios or lack thereof. And if I were to recap, I would say I definitely feel that there is some kind of bug with the new DJI cameras, the Pocket 3 and the Osmo Action 4 in webcam mode. The issue exists in both MJPEG and H.264 in both cameras. However, it seems to be way more prevalent in MJPEG mode. It also seems to be more prevalent in 1080p as opposed to 720p. And logically, that makes sense to me. You've got a smaller image, which there's just less data to handle. And then in H.264, like I discussed earlier, you've got some compression going on. The bandwidth needs aren't as high. I would generally say Osmo Action 4 is definitely better than the Pocket 3 for live streaming right now. Not even close. And if I were using the Osmo Action 4 and I wanted to avoid stutters, I'd probably consider putting it in 720p and then streaming in RTMP, because that's going to then leverage that H.264, especially if you're using BellaBox. You have an RTMP server built in. There's no way right now via, USB cable to call that H.264 profile as a webcam. You have to do it via RTMP streaming. And my next project will be seeing if I can write a custom BellaBox profile to use H.264 to decode that coming off the camera via USB cable instead of MJ. That's it. I know that was a lot, pretty technical, but I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, consider hitting that like button or subscribing to the channel for more camera IRL cycling updates. And thanks everybody for watching. See you on the next ride. Peace.